Welcome to the Aligned Partner. I'm a practicing therapist, and this video is designed to help you understand the structure behind secure relating. It's in no ways an attempt to tell you what to do or diagnose you. I'm here really just to provide you with insights to how you can improve your relationship with yourself and therefore others, and be more fulfilled and satisfied in those experiences. So welcome to today's episode. Today we're talking about knowing thyself and where that originated. There is no better relationship to nurture than the relationship with yourself. If you have had an experience growing up in childhood where your parents did not give you the experience of knowing that you are accepted and that you matter and that you are safe up until about the age of 3 or 4, and then going to age 7, if you leave childhood then with those experiences not quite fulfilled, you are going to want to find acceptance and to know that you matter and to know that you're safe by looking for it outside of yourself. You see, it's your parents' job, your caregiver's job to anchor within you that self-concept that yourself as you are unconditionally matters, that it's acceptable, and that you are safe regardless of any thoughts, feelings, or opinions of the outside world or people. And so you develop something called self-esteem, a self-concept, and this is how you begin to know thyself. And it's not just knowing thyself, it's about loving and being anchored in self. Once you're anchored in self, you then develop more knowing about yourself, because it's from that deep anchor that you can spring forth and go and explore the world and then come back to that anchored place without getting lost on the way back, so to speak. You're able to go out there and have relationships and know that you can come back to self because it's safe, it's secure. If there's been any trauma or damage done to that self-concept growing up, can you see how difficult it is as you get older when you go out into the world? If you don't know how to find your way back to yourself, you will then attach to and become codependent and be abused and enter into relationship dynamics that are extremely toxic and hurtful to you, because what you're looking for is yourself in the other. You're looking for the experience of safety and meaning and acceptance in the other. So you are externally referencing your sense of self, and you're giving the outside world or that person all your power. And so it makes you extremely vulnerable to being hurt. And this develops toxic patterns. So this is the key to knowing thyself. It comes from being anchored in the self. Please know now, as an adult, you can anchor yourself regardless of what you've been through. Being anchored in yourself is the best relationship you can develop, because again, it comes from a place of strength. You enter into relationships then more confidently because you recognize self and you recognize other. That's a very key differentiating factor, is to know where the other ends and where I begin, and vice versa, right? So therefore, when I am anchored in myself and I know myself, I have a good boundary and I know where my yes is and where my no is, and that's very crucial. But more importantly, when I know myself and I'm anchored in myself, what is the major takeaway for you, if that's what you have developed, is a sense of value. And once you have that sense of value, your sense of worth, your self-esteem, etc. goes up. And so you are far less susceptible to abusive and toxic dynamics because you have value and you recognize that this is not for you. And so you say no very early on in the dynamic. In other words, you are aligned to yourself. You're feeling secure within yourself. If there's been a disruption in any of that development, you will have insecurity, and you will go and try and find that security in others, again making you quite vulnerable to people who use people with low self-anchored identities. Hope that's been helpful, and please subscribe. And if you know of anyone else that can benefit from this information, I'd love it if you'd share this and pop me a like. Thank you, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.